Your limitations are an abstract concept because your limiting beliefs are not real. What you think is impossible is simply a construct that you take for as the truth, when in reality, everything that you believe you can't do is an unsubstantiated thought. It is simply not real, which means that you can take your power back by believing in the absolute opposite. So, how do you go about doing this? Let's start with the first step, which is actually defining and being really honest about what that limiting belief is. Do you believe that you can't get a certain job? Do you believe that you need to do even more work on yourself before you feel prepared for a certain opportunity? Whatever it is, ask yourself the question: why do I believe this to be true about myself? Or why do I believe this to be true about the world? What evidence do I actually really have to show that what I want can't come true? And what you will realize is that, of course, your limiting beliefs can stem from the idea of what other people believe about you and your potential. But sometimes your limiting beliefs can also stem from your lack of patience. Just because your dream opportunity hasn't yet arrived, it doesn't mean that it will never arrive. And ultimately, that's what it comes down to, is realizing that your past does not accurately predict the future. The only thing that can accurately predict your future is the present. And when you are present and actively dismantling your limiting beliefs, that is where you have all the power to overcome them and realize the truth for yourself, that you are the one putting those boundaries of what you can and cannot do in the first place. And that's the second step in the process, because then you realize that actually you have a lot more control in getting rid of your limiting beliefs. Because if you look around and see that other people have what you want, then that should be a sign that it is possible for you too. And that's the shift that you need to make. Instead of looking for evidence as to why it's not possible, look for evidence that it is possible, even if that means that you're looking to other people who have what you don't yet have. Because at the end of the day, you want your beliefs to serve you. There is no benefit to you embodying a belief system that is not going to make your life better and more fulfilling. So, after identifying what the limiting beliefs are and realizing that you have more control over them than you think, then the third step is to actually take micro actions that begin to shatter the belief system that you hold. As a really simple example, perhaps you're someone who always wanted to experiment with your style, but you never had the courage to wear the pieces that truly reflect who you are. This doesn't mean that you go and you purchase a whole new wardrobe in order to transform into your new stylish identity. But what this does mean is that perhaps you start by incorporating a bit more color or pattern into your tops and jackets. And then you think about changing up your bottoms. And then you think about accessorizing differently. It's not about changing everything right away. It's actually about slowly getting yourself comfortable with new elements that you are introducing into your life. And in that steady process, you also begin to shed the limiting belief that you started with, because your actions are now proving to you that your limitations are not set in stone, they are not real. You slowly dismantle the illusion of your limitations by creating slow and sustainable change. And when you look back in a year's time, you'll realize that everything has changed, that you are absolutely not the same person anymore. And when you come to that realization, it's like the limiting belief never existed to begin with.